Hello, my dear students. I welcome you all back to the English class. Hope all of you have a great holidays and a great online test also. So, today we are going to start with the second chapter of Moments, that is, The Adventures of Toto by Ruskin Bond. Before starting the chapter, just have a look about the author. Better perceived as the Indian William Wordsworth, Ruskin Bond was born in Kasauli in the then Punjab province in the year 1934. Now Kasauli is in Uttarakhand. Born to a first generation British migrant, Bond spent most of his childhood in amidst Himalayas. He was brought up at different places that included Jamnagar, Dehradun, and Shimla. He has received Sahitya Academy Award for his work Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra in 1992. His very popular novella called The Blue Umbrella was made into a Bollywood film by the same name, which won the National Films Award for Children in 2007. Hope all of you must have seen that movie. Several of his collections, like Room on the Roof and Vagrants in the Valley, were published by Penguins Books, after which he received Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014 for his literary work. Now let's see the introduction of the chapter. What is all there in the chapter? A short introduction of it. Keeping pets is a very popular hobby. Many of us keep pets at home, such as dogs, cats, many of them keep rabbits. However, when one has a baby monkey as one's pet, the experiences are bound to be very different. It really sounds different to keep monkey as a pet. The Adventures of Toto describes humorous episodes related to efforts made by its owners to give it a comfortable home. Now, the theme of the story. The Adventure of Toto is an interesting story of a mischievous monkey which was kept as a pet by narrator's grandfather. The narrator's grandfather loved animals and he brings home a pet monkey named Toto. The complete story revolves around Toto's constant nuisance and how he gets into trouble with his adventures. Finally, he is sent back to the same place from where he came just because he was a very mischievous monkey. Now, summary of the chapter. Toto was a pretty monkey. Sounds very weird, but yes, he was a pretty monkey brought by the narrator's grandfather from a Tonga driver for a sum of 5 rupees. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief beneath deep set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo Indian ladies. Grandmother didn't like pets at all, so once Toto was kept in a little closet. A few hours later, when grandfather and the narrator came back to release Toto, they found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper, that is, the wallpapers chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster because he has taken off and destroyed the wallpaper. Toto had freed himself from the chain and the narrator's blazer had been torn in shreds. Now, Toto was transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together. They were a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and a goat. Sociably means they were living in a very friendly manner with each other. Since Toto was not able to behave properly, so he could not kept in home. But the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. Since he was very mischief, so he didn't let any of the animals sleep at night. So the grandfather decided to take him along to Dehradun the next day. As the narrator's grandfather has to take his some pension from Saharanpur, so he decided to take him there. When the grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway station, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. The ticket collector charged extra 3 rupees from the grandfather for Toto because, according to the ticket collector, the monkey resembles a dog and dogs are charged. That is why he charged for Toto from grandfather. Toto was finally accepted by grandmother. He was given a comfortable home in the stable where he had for a companion the family donkey, and its name was Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana, without apparent cause, pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. That means there also Toto was doing mischief and was troubling the family donkey. On another day in winters, Toto nearly boiled himself alive in the kitchen kettle. A kettle had been put on stove for making tea. When nobody was there, he felt the water is warm enough for for a bath. He climbed in. He was saved by grandmother. So he literally got into the boiling water because he was very fond of bathing. So when he saw that the water is boiling, he saw that it was enough warm. So he got into the water and it was grandmother who saved him. Once, when Toto found a large dish of rice on the dining table and started eating the rice, grandmother scolded him. Toto, in response, threw the plate at her aunt. An aunt of narrator came forward to save her, but Toto threw a glass of water at her. Then Toto ran away with a dish of pulao, sat on jackfruit tree till evening eating the pulao. So he ate all the pulao which was there on the plate. And then in order to spite the grandmother who has screamed at him, he threw the dish down the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into the pieces. So deliberately he was doing. Till now, the grandfather had realized that obviously Toto was not sort of pet they could keep for long. They were not well to do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains, and wallpapers. So, at last, grandfather went to the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees, though he brought him for 5 rupees just because he was so mischievous. He has to sold the monkey back to the Tonga driver. Those mischief. So some of the words which you find difficult. So here is the words and the meaning. Pickled means his hands were dried in the sun. Made his escape means escaped. Turnstile means exit gate. Halter, it is a rope or a strap placed around her head for tying the animal. Spite grandmother means making grandmother miserable. Now here are some of the questions which you have to do it on your own. Please pay attention to the word limit and stick to the word limit. Thank you and have a wonderful day.